Hello, I'm here to show you my example unit. I planned this unit using the book My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss. My connector or my theme, I'll just write that in here, is color. And the grade level that I chose to work with is second grade. So you'll see when we go out to my standards, they're all second grade standards, second grade reading and writing for language arts. There's for language, visual arts, math, or media arts. Sorry, not math. Okay, here we go. So, I have invited you to this map. You can explore it on your own. You can also go once you set up a SpiderScribe.net account. Now, you can do this for free. You don't have to buy a subscription. You can do it for free. Once you do that, up here in this left corner, you see this little thing that looks like, I don't know, book lines and stuff. That's your map list. Once you go in there, you'll see these are all the maps that I currently have in here. And you'll see right here there's a SpiderScribe.net simple demo. That should be in yours. You can watch and kind of learn how to use SpiderScribe.net. I'm going to show you my Many Colored Days unit that I plan. Now this is thematic, going around the connector, or I should say theme, color, and every single activity that I plan is going to have color running through it. And it's also articulated for the grade level of second grade. Okay, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but here we go. I'm going to start with language arts and show you how I did this. I used My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss for language arts. What my students are going to do is they are going to do an informative, explanatory research paper. Students will compare the use of color and their meanings as presented in My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss. They're going to compare this with color psychology from art, the colors in the book, with color psychology from our art activity. And they're also going to compare how Dr. Seuss used the colors to how the Native American Indians used the colors in war paint. They're different. They have different color associations in the Native American culture than we do in the Western European cultures. My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss, that's the book I chose. You're going to use that in your drama element. I did too. I make a dramatic reader's theater with my students using My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss. And I have right here that this is the fourth exposition, or the fourth exposure of my language arts. So that's why I'm starting with language arts, so you can see how I did this. So, in the first exposure, and you'll have to articulate first exposure, second exposure, third exposure in your drama element. The first exposure is simply, how do you begin this activity? How do you start your subject? How are you going to get your kids interested with your very first thing you do? Are you going to watch a video? Are you going to tell them a story? Are you going to have a class discussion? Are you going to dress up like Thomas Jefferson? What are you going to do? How are you going to grab their imagination right off the first bit? For mine, I'm just going to show them this video of My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss, which I've also shared with you in the instructions of this assignment. That's it. My first exposure is to show them the video. I could read them the book. I could do whatever I want to for that first exposure, just I got to grab their attention. The second exposure, I decided to read the book, displaying pictures, having discussions of concepts as we read, or after we read the book together. And the third exposure, I allow the students to read aloud and explore independently in groups. The fourth exposure of this activity is going to be the drama element. A reader's theater presentation of My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss. I'll break the students into small groups and they will perform a dramatic reading or reader's theater of the text. We could make videos of each student group presentation. They could do this for kindergartners, however you want to do that. But that's what they're going to do. And those are all the standards for drama. Read with sufficient accuracy and fluency to support comprehension. That's actually in the language arts standards. Acknowledge differences in the points of view of characters, including speaking in different voices for each character when reading a dialogue aloud. You'll see that I have these standards in the bright yellow color, which I have used for language arts. So you can see that I have language arts standards in my drama element. The drama element is simply to identify ways in which elements of physical expression, voice, gestures, and movements may be used to create or retell a story in a guided drama experience. Process drama, story drama, creative drama is rather simple. So the fourth exposure of my language arts is my drama element. But what they're actually going to do in language arts is this activity, this box right here. They're going to write an explanatory research paper comparing the use of colors and their meanings, comparing and contrasting them between color psychology, My Many Colored Days by Dr. Seuss, and the Native American Indian war paints. These are all my standards, these bright yellow boxes. I even have a pink standard in here, and light pink is art. So I have an art standard in here for media arts. Identify and describe components and messages in media artworks. Okay, you can explore that more on your own. From there, I'll go up to the art element, which I pretty much already did with you in guided activities thus far. The art, notice also that I put my name in each box because I'm the one who planned each activity. With my on-campus class, they have to put their names in here. Whoever designed the art activity, I need to know if it was Justin or Robert or Sarah. I need to know who did what. You can put your name in all of them because you're making the whole unit by yourself. Color psychology is my art activity. Associations between color, moods, and feelings. First exposure is an unbiased color poll. I will show students the same slides I showed you, one color at a time, and have them write down a word to describe, excuse my dog, she was barking. Write down a word to describe the association or feeling that this color evokes. In the second exposure, students will investigate color theory in this video, which I also shared with you, but you can watch it from here. We'll watch that together as a class. In the third exposure, they're going to make their own color feeling action chart using images, swatches, drawings to express themselves. I'm choosing having them make sun catchers, stained glass tissue paper art projects. After exploring color psychology, Indian war paint, and the artwork in My Many Colored Days, students will create sun catchers, carefully choosing colors that they feel represent their own strengths and characteristics. Here's an example. Tissue paper sun catchers. You can explore that. Little cute little hearts. There's all kinds of things you can do. Be creative. Think of something. And those are my standards. Use personal experiences, interests, information, and models in creating media artworks. They could do a digital collage. They could use magazines and cut out images and colors and make a collage the old-fashioned way like I did when I was a kid. Okay, so there we've covered language arts, art, and drama. Now I'm going to go down to social studies. In social studies, I decided to go after the aspect of culture. I like to read the standards for my grade level first and see how once I know what the students are going to be studying in that grade level, I can figure out an activity for them. So here's the standard for social studies in second grade, one of them. Students are able to identify the differences between natural resources and human resources and how they are used. This is cool because in the Native American Indian war paints, they use natural resources to make the colors, plants and minerals ground up. So my students will be learning the difference between a natural resource and the human resources. Human resources would be the act of grinding. How did they had to make the things to grind it, and the things that they grind, plants and minerals, are natural resources, and the human resource is the effort to grind those materials. They'll learn about that. The activity I've titled Native American Indian War Paint. Students will explore the colors Native Americans used as war paints, their meanings, and the materials used to make them. And they'll go to this website and they'll explore. We'll explore as a class. We'll talk about it. Native American culture and war paint, the warrior culture, symbols that are used, different symbols, and the meanings of color. For them, what does red mean? What does white mean? White symbolizes mourning. White was also the color of peace when it was used as a face paint. So in our culture, Western European, if somebody dies, we wear black to show mourning. But in the Native American culture, they wear white. There are some things that cross over. Blue symbolizes wisdom and confidence. And you notice what blue represented: loyalty and trustworthiness. Police officers wear dark blue uniforms. Wisdom, confidence kind of coincides. Yellow symbolizes the color of death. That is not like our culture at all. In our culture, yellow is happiness. And that's all from the color psychology that I shared with you earlier last week. So the students will explore how the Native Americans, there's a really cool video here too, used the colors to express different emotions and feelings in their war paint. And then they will use that information to compare and contrast in their informative explanatory research paper.